All right, what I can talk about, though, is Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis made it official. He's dropping out. He's done. Right before the New Hampshire primary, this is big. He dropped out. Him dropping out's not the big part. We all knew that was going to happen, right? It was a disaster from the get-go. This is big because he endorsed Donald Trump and not Nikki Haley, and he didn't stay out of it. If DeSantis stayed out of it, it goes up in the air, and honestly, Trump and Haley probably split his support 50-50, but now you're probably looking at 80-20, 75-25 to Trump, as opposed to Haley. He's neck and neck with Haley, if you believe the polls in the New Hampshire primary. This is going to push Trump over the edge. He's going to dog walk Haley. They're going to go into South Carolina, which is Haley's home state. She's going to have just lost the state that everyone was predicting to be her big chance. If she's going to steal this primary, it's going to happen in New Hampshire. She's going to have just lost the state in New Hampshire that everyone was projecting her to win, or at least saying that was her best chance to win, go into her home state and get run out of the gym once again, and then all the momentum's gone. You're going to get humiliated on your home court. You might as well just pack it up and go home at that point. Now, that's when I think it's over for Nikki Haley. It'll be interesting to see who she endorses. I finally seen Nikki Haley start attacking Donald Trump. It'll be interesting. She started attacking Trump because she knows it's a two-person race, and she's not competing for the bottom feeder votes with DeSantis anymore. Because that was almost all of her attack ads, if you notice and paid any attention, which I hope you don't pay attention to Nikki Haley's ads. But almost all of her attack ads were against Ron DeSantis. She was trying to siphon as much of that, 15 to 20% off as she could to give her a little bit of momentum going in against Trump, because she knew this would eventually be a two-horse race between her and Donald Trump. Well, DeSantis turning to Trump and kissing ass, I think that's interesting for a few reasons. Number one, it basically guarantees that this primary, barring something crazy happening, is over. That's done. Number two, I wonder how this is going to affect him on the national politics scale. Because you remember, there was a guy in 2016 named Rafael Eduardo Cruz, Ted for short. Ted was humiliated by Trump. Basically a punching bag on it. It was the only person that Trump abused more was Jeb Bush. Ted Cruz, if you remember Ted Cruz, not only did he get dog walked by Don, I love that word, dog walked. Rico St. Cloud says it. I'm going to keep saying it. He got dog walked by Trump in the primary. Not only did he get annihilated, Donald Trump, if you remember correctly, just baselessly, this was hilarious, baselessly accused Ted Cruz's father of helping to kill Kennedy. There was no evidence. It was totally out of left field. Baselessly accused him of helping kill Kennedy, and then horrifically insulted his wife. Not only did he, in my opinion, I don't think you should fight over words, but someone does both of those things, I think you got to punch him. That's my opinion. But he insulted his wife and accused his father of killing one of the most beloved presidents in the history of this country. We all know it was the CIA. It wasn't Ted Cruz's dad. That's ridiculous. But Ted Cruz turned around after getting destroyed by Trump and then endorsed him for president. Not only did he endorse, it's one thing to endorse him and to just go, yeah, I'm falling in line, vote Republican, we got to stop Hillary. That's not what he did. He phone banked and campaigned for Donald Trump and then hitched his wagon to the MAGA crowd for the next 4 to 6 years, right? That's what Ted Cruz did. And you know what Ted Cruz will never do because of that? Is be president of the United States. Because the modern day Republican Party wants a type A, alpha male type candidate. And when you do that, after the guy just insulted your wife and I believe your late father, and made a mockery of you, when they see this castrated shell of a man making phone calls, trying to raise money for Trump, hitting the campaign trail with him, kissing his ring, they say that's somebody who's not going to stand up to the deep state. They're not going to stand up to the Marxists that have hijacked the Democratic Party, and they're not going to stand up to the intelligence agencies, the mainstream media, you name it. They're not going to do that. They're not going to stand up to the establishment Republicans that are going to try to bully them around, the military-industrial complex. The list goes on and on. So Ted Cruz will never be president. He will forever be the senator in Texas that almost gets beat every 6 years because enough people in his own base don't respect him, and the independents and liberals in the state really, really hate him. That'll be Ted Cruz till the end of time. He's done. I'm worried that Ron DeSantis, after taking such a hard anti-Trump stance and getting dog-walked and destroyed by Trump to the degree that he did, as hard as Trump went on him, beat the hell out of DeSantis. Right? Again, just another punching bag. He should have known. I told him this was going to, I didn't tell him personally, but I said it on the air. This is going to happen. I told him this would happen. Told you all this would happen. Nobody listened. Nobody got a hold of Ron. But he gets destroyed by Trump and then turns around and gives a 5-minute speech endorsing him. Not saying, hey, I'm going to wait to see how the primary, how the primary shapes up. No. He flat out endorsed Trump over Nikki Haley in a 2-horse race. Which, good for him. I don't want Nikki Haley to be president. I don't want Nikki Haley. What's funny is people get more upset now when I say that I'm going to vote for Trump over Nikki Haley than they do when I say I'm going to vote for Trump over Biden. I'm not a Trump fan. He's just better than both of those two. Nikki Haley is Biden in a dress that's more coherent, slightly. She's no better. Why are you surprised that I would vote for Trump over Biden but not Nikki Haley? They're both horrible. At least with Trump, I feel like we have a shot. We don't have that with Nikki Haley. She's World Economic Forum goon. I'm good on Nikki Haley. I really don't want her. Again, I'd rather have Trump. I'd rather have DeSantis, Vivek. Basically, everybody that was running not named Chris Christie, I would rather have than Nikki Haley. She is a monster who can be allowed nowhere near the White House. So I'm glad DeSantis is on board because a lot of people were 50-50 on DeSantis. Is he establishment? Is he anti-establishment? Flip a coin. Well, he firmly planted his feet on the anti-establishment side, and I'm happy that he did. I think this is going to be better for the country and the Republican Party going forward to not have someone like DeSantis. You've already got enough of a split between the Trump supporters and the Nikki Haley supporters. You don't need somebody like DeSantis playing lukewarm in the middle. It's good to have commitment to both sides. And of course, not everyone's going to jump with DeSantis to Trump, but enough of them will that New Hampshire is over. The Republican Party, barring something crazy happening to Trump, is over. Or the Republican primary, sorry. Barring something crazy happening to Trump, it's done. Trump's going to win New Hampshire. He's going to take that momentum from New Hampshire, which Nikki Haley will have none of, and destroy her on her home field, and that'll be the end of Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley, my fear, though, like I said with DeSantis, is that he has obliterated any hopes he has of ever being president because nobody will ever see him as the top dog ever again. After getting obliterated by Trump and then turning around and endorsing the guy that has spent the last 6 months beating the hell out of him. I think DeSantis, as a national politician, may be done, which is why I think guys like Glenn Youngkin, who's a couple more. I mean, Glenn Youngkin's probably the best example I can think of off the dome. But people like Glenn Youngkin are smart not to get into this race.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.